County Referral Hospital before later being transferred to Lee Funeral Home in Nairobi. The Karai area is known as a dangerous section of the Nakuru-Nairobi highway. In 2020, 40 people were killed in the same area after a truck carrying hazardous chemicals collided with an oncoming vehicle.
Alikuwa ametoka kwa petroli, anajoin balabala, hakugive way. Wakati aliona upande yake ya kupanda Nairobi, magari meshikana, alifanya hesabu overtake hizo gari. Na mimi naye nikamuona nikiwa mbali. Nilipomuona nikiwa mbali, nikajaribu kanyaga hiyo gari break na kulikuwa kumenyesha. Kwa baadhi hakuna mtu alipata injury. Niliwauliza wote, hakuna mtu alipata injury. Askari wakamwambia kama iko mtu amepata injury, twende hospitali. Kulikuwa saa 8, kitu saa 8.
All right, following his tragic accident, leaders as well as fellow Kenyans have continued to pour in their condolence messages and mourning the late former legislator. Let's listen in.
Cyrus was a family man, a man who was a friend to many people, somebody with an open heart, a man with a very big heart, a man who would forgive those who had crossed his line. So we want to mourn Cyrus as being a very peaceful person that he was.
When in 1992, when we in the country were almost giving up, Cyrus came up with a very strong encouragement and told President Moi that with us as young people, we can give you support and you can win this seat. And he did it. But as you know, humans, the moment the majority of them cross the bridge, they forget. Or when they climb, they throw away the ladder as if they will never come down again. Cyrus did so much for this country. There has been nobody in this country who has ever been thought of at time of crucial. Like now, for example, the 500 shillings note was created because 100 and 200 became too small, and this is because of Cyrus.
Tumuombeleze tukijua kwamba ana jamii kubwa ambayo wanamtegemea. Tuwape heshima, tuwape nafasi ya kuomboleza mpendwa wao pasipo mambo mengi.
Now, Trans Nzoia County Governor George Natembeya has accused the government of ignoring court orders and failing to restore his personal security. Speaking in Saboti constituency, he expressed sadness and frustration over what he termed as a deliberate attempt to intimidate him after his security detail was withdrawn at the end of November. He emphasized that the move would not stop him from speaking out against what he called bad governance and urged the national government to respect fundamental human rights and the sacrifices made by leaders who fought for the country's independence.
Natembea lakini mimi ni mfungwa tu. Hata askari walichukuliwa, dereva alichukuliwa. Kwa sababu tunaambia serikali ukweli. So mimi nasherehekea week freedom am I celebrating here. Wala ambao mko na uhuru msherekee, si ndio? Lakini wenyewe kama anatembea tuendelee kusononeka tu. But our day will come, si ndio? Siku yetu itafanya nini? And one day, I want to assure Kenyans, one day when we are all long gone, mutaita Jamhuri Day kusherehekea kwamba siku moja kulikuwa na mwanaume anaitwa anatembea dunia hii. Those cowards who are harassing us now, history will not remember you for anything good. You will waste your time in office, utamaliza ukwende, and will forget you. Because you have not sacrificed anything, you are after your own comfort at the expense of our people.
Jubilee Party Deputy Leader Dr. Fred Matiang'i says he is ready to rescue the country from President William Ruto's government, which he described as bad, harsh and unfit. Speaking at his home in Nyamira while meeting Maasai community representatives led by former Narok Member of Parliament Samuel Ole Ntutu, Matiang'i said government policies have not been well received by Kenyans. He urged the citizens to elect him as president in the 2027 polls. Maasai leaders declared their support for Matiang'i's 2027 presidential bid, citing his experience in leadership and governance.
We are fighting or struggling against a barbaric, draconian, highly incompetent, punitive administration that is completely unpopular but determined to hang on to power. Kama wale wa koloni. Na haitakuwa a walk in the park. Tujikakamue, tuwe tayari, we play our part kwa sababu kizazi hiki, our generation has a challenge before us.
Hakuna watu ambao wamekuwa ministers wa maana, hakuna wameshinda wakisi. Hakuna, na ndio mimi nashangaa kwa nini hamujawahi kwenda zaidi ya mawaziri. Kulikuwa na wakati Nyacha angekuwa rais, lakini alifinywa, akadanganywa na brokers, akafanywa kila kitu. Mheshimiwa, sasa ni wakati wako kuchukua hiyo ambaye alikataa. Na utakuwa sababu ni nini hauna? Look at the political scene in Kenya. Who is better than you? Ask yourself. Because talking too much, stealing, you know, those kind of bad things, tribalism, nepotism, that is not quality of political.
All right, let's cross over to the Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale, who made a rejoinder following Matiang'i's remarks criticizing the government of President William Ruto, and says Matiang'i has no moral authority to lecture the government on matters extrajudicial killings, corruption, nepotism, or tribalism. And in fact, he says he should call himself to order and not criticize the Kenya Kwanza government.
Huyu Matiang'i alikuwa waziri, nikimuita bunge alikuwa anakimbia hivi. Sasa juzi nimeona Matiang'i anaongea kwa TV. And I want to tell Fred Matiang'i, hey, Fred Matiang'i is the face of impunity in Kenya. Kama kuna mtu alifanya impunity, Kenya is Fred Matiang'i. Fred Matiang'i is the face of extrajudicial killing. Aliua Waislamu na Wakenya wengi sana. Na akatupa maiti yao huko Yala River, Tana River, hapa Nairobi. Alikuwa anapiga sana kifua. Fred Matiang'i is the face of corruption. Kula wakati wa President Uhuru. He is the face of corruption. Fred Matiang'i is the face of nepotism. Kama kuna mtu mkabila na ametumia ofisi yake kama waziri kuandika na kufanya ukabila, ni Fred Matiang'i. Na hata si mwanasiasa, hata hajui kuongea. Na akome, he should desist. And he is the last person to critique the government of William Ruto. Wale watu ameua tukisanya Kenya watajaa Uhuru Park. The people with extrajudicial killing. Yeye, na mimi siogopi, yeye, Kinoti, wa Somali pekee zaidi ya 10,000, Waislamu 30,000. Alafu Fred Matiang'i anakuja kwa TV. Anatuambia nini serikali ya Ruto? Sisi tunataka watu heshimu sheria ya nchi.
Well, that's quite an interesting battle between Duale and Matiang'i. We'll be keeping tabs and seeing just what's the response going to be like. Now, elsewhere to matters health, the Homa Bay County Health Department has urged residents to remain vigilant as the county continues to record surging cases of mpox. The County Executive Committee member for Health, Grace Osewe, said the county has recorded 5 new cases. She advised residents to avoid close contact with anyone showing mpox symptoms, including rashes, fever, and swollen glands, and urged those with symptoms to seek medical attention immediately. Now, the county government has also established a quarantine center to control infections and prevent further spread.
So doing active contact tracing of all the people who have come through here. For example, the 9, we've traced 48 contacts. Of those, 21 have been cleared, they're negative. We're still tracking. the remaining ones. We have activated our emergency response. We have alerted all our sub-county hospitals, all our doctors, all our public health officers, as well as our community health promoters, the Nyamrerwa.
Elsewhere, the Cabinet Secretary for Sports and Youth Affairs, Salim Mvurya, has urged Kenyans to commend President William Ruto, saying his development track record is transformative, inclusive, and forward-looking. Now, he spoke during the foundation laying of the Mumbi Stadium with a capacity of about 10,000 people in Murang'a County, and he said unity and solidarity must be prioritized for meaningful national transformation to take place. Mvurya also encouraged Murang'a residents to embrace major development projects being implemented by the national government.
Nchi ambayo haina amani, hakuna mtu yoyote ambaye anaweza kutimiza ndoto yake ya kimaisha katika nchi yenye mchafuko. Kwa hivyo mimi nawaomba sana wenzangu, na kwa unyenyekevu mkubwa, tulinde amani ya Kenya, tulinde umoja wa Kenya. Ndiyo hiyo sasa itatupatia nafasi ya kutekeleza demokrasia ya katiba ya Kenya, ya kutofautiana kimaoni na kimawazo, ndani ya kuwa Kenya moja, ndani ya kuwa na amani.
All right, Kiharu Member of Parliament Ndindi Nyoro accuses the government of gradually withdrawing from free education and selling public assets without public participation. Speaking in Thika before 1,000 medical graduates, Nyoro said policy and budget trends show the government intends to dismantle free education, which has benefited many Kenyan children. He warned that reducing funding for primary and secondary education would mostly hurt children from poor families. Nyoro also criticized the sale of 60 million Safaricom, Safaricom shares, claiming it was done at a low price without involving the public. He insisted public assets must be managed transparently for the benefit of citizens. The government maintains that the changes aim to improve efficiency and reduce financial pressure, but Nyoro's remarks have sparked debate on education funding and public asset management.
There is no leader who Kenyans can accept to draw back on the gains of the free basic education in Kenya. Mambo ya elimu bila malipo ambayo ililetwa na Mheshimiwa Mwai Kibaki, ambayo tunaona ministry na government wameshatumia principles kuonyesha ya kwamba wanataka kuongeza school fees ya day schools in January by 9,000 shillings, 370. Nataka niwaeleze kama mbunge anasimamia wa Kenya in the National Assembly, we are not going to allow anyone to play around with free basic education in Kenya. Requesting them, if you are doing justice to Kenyans by hurriedly selling Safaricom shares and underselling them, I am requesting even the CS. You challenged me that you have facts, and I told you I am ready because you gave me a challenge. That if you think you are doing the right thing for Kenyans, I'm willing to meet you in any TV station of your choice to make this case to Kenyans. That you cannot sell our most prized asset.
Now, leaders of Pentecostal Voices of Kenya have demanded the complete withdrawal of the 2024 religious bill. They claim that despite Kenya marking 62 years of independence, the church fears for its freedom of worship, arguing that the bill seeks to silence churches and non-governmental organizations. Speaking in Nairobi, the Secretary General Habil Olembo said the bill introduces unclear offenses that could be used to harass religious leaders and NGOs. The acting chairperson, Peter Manyuru, added that churches were not consulted as stakeholders and emphasized that religious institutions and the media serve as watchdogs in the society.
They have opted to vilify the church and arbitrarily enact draconian bills and regulations that trample over the freedom of worship and muzzle the church. kama kanisa tunasema hii bill haiwezekani.
Serikali itatumia energy na ile uwezo ambayo inatumia ili kuweza kukatail kanisa. If you can use the same force, the same energy that you are using to curtail the church in solving the problems of Kenyans, I want to say Kenya will be very far.
Youths in the coastal region have been urged to take advantage of government financial inclusion programs to start income-generating projects and achieve economic independence. Speaking at the Entrepreneurship Forum in Mombasa County, the Deputy Director at the State Department for Youth Affairs, Rhoda Kisunza, said empowerment funds such as the National Youth Opportunities Fund, Nyota, were designed to provide affordable capital. However, she expressed concern over low uptake and loan repayment challenges, citing negative attitudes and lack of business skills, and called for closer stakeholder collaboration.
Vijana wetu hawajajituma vile katika take up ya hizi funds zenye serikali imetoa, na wale ambao wamechukua hawajawajibika, hawajaweza kurepay the loans regardless despite the fact that hizi loans ni zero rated, hazina riba. But tunapata kuona idadi kubwa wakichukua hawaregeshi.
The solution is to find them something sustainable ambayo wanaweza tumia everyday, day in day out kujikuza na kujiendeleza kimaisha.
Let's keep up with the persons with disabilities now. Stakeholders in Nyandarua County and persons living with disabilities have called for urgent measures to make assistive devices and technologies affordable and accessible. Now, speaking in Olkalao during an event where wheelchairs and walking aids worth 15 million shillings were distributed free of charge, Nyandarua MCA for persons with disabilities, Joyce Monua, urged the government to lower costs and ensure inclusion of PWDs in policy making.
We specialize in mobility devices. Currently, we are hoping to start a prosthetic and orthotic provision. Yes. Yes, the government can assist in making them affordable, because for Hope Mobility Kenya, we do not sell the devices. They are very costly, on average about 40,000 plus for a basic wheelchair, and we do not sell those devices. We give to the beneficiary for free.
These are very expensive, so most of our people are not able to afford them. So maybe our request is that through the SHA registration, we can be able to have people get these devices just like any other medical device. So that will really help. And then we also want to be able through KEMSA and other procurement entities, our county government, if they can be able to be facilitating these, so they are available in our hospitals, our level 4 hospitals, our level 2 hospitals, because we have trained technical staff that can be able to do the assessment.
Now, further north, Turkana County Commissioner Julius Kavita has denied claims that many people have died from drought and hunger. Speaking during Jamhuri Day celebrations in Loiana sub-county, he said the government has been distributing relief food and no hunger-related deaths have been recorded. Governor Jeremiah Lomurkai added that relief food has already been distributed to 77,000 affected residents. Earlier on, Turkana members of parliament urged the national government to declare drought a national disaster.
We are receiving a lot of food. It's only in social media where I found some people saying watu wetu wameaga dunia, but we are yet to engage with my media brothers to see whether kuna mtu aliaga dunia kwa sababu ya chakula. But I'm sure if there was that case, assistant chiefs, assistant county commissioner, that message should have reached to our desk the very day.
The county government has rolled out a drought emergency relief response targeting 77,000 households facing food stress across the county. We procured 3,850 metric tons of maize and 194 metric tons of cooking oil to support the affected families.
County Commissioner ametangaza chakula yake. Governor Napotkan ametangaza yake. Wapi pesa ya MPs, ile pesa ya ya emergency ya chakula ya hospitali, wanapenda tu kusunguka na politician. Wapi hao?
Tuko na njaa. Na sio Turkana peke yake. Hata Nairobi watu wanalala bila kula wakati mwingine. But we must be factual. We can't talk of.
To West Pokot, following violent gold mining clashes in Ekomomani that left 4 people dead and 6 others nursing injuries, including 2 police officers, leaders and residents of West Pokot County fear similar incidents could recur. Residents cited alleged exploitation by outsiders, environmental degradation, water pollution, land disputes, low gold prices, corruption, and lack of transparent markets. Although the government suspended illegal large-scale mining activities about 6 months ago, leaders say the sector still lacks transparency, posing security risks.
Tatu namna hiyo. Alafu baadaye mimi kama chief na wazee tunafuata moja kwa moja nani ilikuwa hapa, nani ilikuwa hapa, nani ilikuwa hapa. Alafu hiyo watu anakuja kufunika hiyo area yote.
Wale ambao wako na nia ya kuchimba gold ama madini katika sehemu yoyote, wahakikisha kwamba wanahusisha wakaji wa pale kikamilifu. Hii mambo ya kusema kwamba tumeongea na serikali, tumetoka juu, tunajuana na fulani, hata nani anajua, hiyo ndio vitu ambayo inaleta hii shida mingi. So mambo inatakana kufanywa kwa njia ya wazi. Na mambo ianzie chini. Public participation, wapate consent kwa njia halali, na mambo hasa itembee kutoka pale ikienda juu.
More than 50 individuals from different professions and institutions have been awarded the Arise Sacco Transformational Leadership Awards in recognition of the exceptional contribution to quality service delivery to society. Speaking at the event, Africa Chapter Executive Director Edina Kangwana urged award recipients to double their efforts in advancing humanitarian support and contributing fully to nation building. Awardees in turn called on citizens, especially those in the digital technology space, to promote and share positive content aimed at strengthening national development and growth.
We can always continue to celebrate good so that people can see that even the good also is honored and celebrated in society.
Do the best you can. Our name is what counts. This country is much bigger than even ourselves individually. We promote it, we are promoting everybody, and I look forward really to the next year's similar meeting where we shall talk about better persons.
So amplify good, particularly those unsung heroes that continue to do. I think today you saw diversity from youth, young people are rising up and doing amazing things.
So we're here to say that we don't have to promote negativity. We can focus on the good things, and good stories are there and they're there to be told.
There's room for all of us to build a better motherland, and there's no motherland. This is our home. This is where we will live and die.
We can
To matters sports, the National Super League matches delivered exciting action this weekend with Nairobi City Stars beating Equity Bank FC 2-0. Fortune Sacco, on the other hand, defeated Mwete United 3-1, with Kisumu All-Stars edging NAS FC 1-0 and Migori Youth winning 3-2 against Mombasa United FC. Meanwhile, Nzoia Sugar were held to a goalless draw by Kabati Youth FC in a highly competitive match, highlighting the league's growing intensity and excitement.
Mabao mingi tumekosa chances, but hajakuwa mbaya, imekuwa poa sana.
Tumelose from a win, so City Stars wametake victory leo na tuna congratulate juu hao wamekuwa best team leo kwa leo, so tunafaa tuna accept saa zingine
because ni game tough, pia walikuwa juu yetu, walikuwa na momentum, so ni watu walikuwa na upper hand, but imekuwa game competitive, ni game kubwa. Tuna appreciate my opponent but at least tumepata bao. Unajua kila mtu anatumia chance, they got their chance, at least tuka contain, tukapata chance 2-3, tukapata at least a goal, which is a very good game.
First time we played midweek was away in Kisumu, so nadhani imeonyesha kwa field leo that we kind of got tired.
All right, that is where we wrap it up tonight. Thank you for watching. I hope you're duly informed on the latest making headlines across the country. Thank you for your wonderful patronage. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. Happy blessed weekend ahead.